What is up, everybody? It's Pac-Man and Jessica, and welcome back to another X-Ville adventure. We're at Kings Island. We are going to go straight back to Orion because that is the new ride, and then we'll show you around the rest of the park. And currently Orion is not operating yet, neither is Flight of Fear. A lot of the rides are still closed at the moment. The line over here to the left is Flight of Fear, and this one is Orion. So because of that line, we're going to go somewhere else and maybe hopefully ride that later. I feel like that wait time is going to be long all day. And getting in was not that bad. As you guys can see, the security check is very short lines, as well as the front over there. And then these special sales ticket booths are also very short lines. Also, if you're a smoker, that is the only smoking area allowed in Kings Island, back in this direction here. So if you are a smoker, you will have to leave the park, come beside the sales ticket booth, and go back in whenever you're done. And as you guys can see, Orion is the newest attraction for Kings Island. It technically opened in 2020, but we didn't come. And also, they're going to have the Grand Carnival July 17th to August 1st. And we will explore the front of Kings Island here in a little bit. And at some point, we will go all the way up to the top of the Eiffel Tower. And also they take your picture when you come in front of the Eiffel Tower, and you can pick it up right here at the end of the day, as well as any ride photos that you might have missed. And then near the front entrance, you will have the lockers and wheelchair rentals. And now we're going to head this way into the park. If you go this way, it'll take you to Banshee and Vertigo, the Drop Tower, and the Bat. And then another ride called Delirium. This is the Kings Island Theater. It's been here forever, but they never actually use it for much. I think the last time I've seen it used, they had a meet and greet for Snoopy right here in the front. But this is one of my favorite walking areas in the park because of all the trees. I love shade. Someone left their teddy bear in the tree. And this is Delirium. The Delirium is a giant frisbee flat ride that swings riders 76 miles an hour at an angle of 120 degrees, lifting the riders 137 feet into the air. And this here is the Chicken Shack, and we ate here on the opening day of the season to have their spicy chicken sandwich. Everybody suggested trying this chicken sandwich, and it wasn't that bad. However, the spicy chicken sandwich that we got from Kentucky Kingdom was a lot better than the spicy chicken from here. And it looks like Congo Falls is closed today for some reason. It was opened when we came here for the opening season day, but it's not today. That's strange. And this coaster is called Invertigo. It was built by Vekoma in 1999. It was originally named Face Off, and it has 5 inversions. It's basically a boomerang roller coaster. And this is the first time I got to ride Invertigo. And it's been here since 1999 as a ride called Face Off, and I never got to ride it before, but it's the first time I rode it today, and it's pretty intense. Going backwards is a lot of fun.
He was screaming the whole time.
I scream every time. And this is Kings Island's drop tower called Scream Zone, built by Intamin. It is a gyro drop tower, so it spins on the way up, and you're going to drop a good 315 feet. And this is Banshee. It was built by B&M. It's an inverted coaster. It's the longest of its kind in the world with 7 inversions, and it's in the former spot of Son of the Beast. And Banshee does have one of the cooler signs. And as I said, the Banshee here was built in the spot of Son of the Beast, so they have a little tombstone here to remember Son of the Beast. And we've already been on Banshee today, and it's still my favorite ride in the park.
Me too.
And back past Banshee is the Bat, and the Bat is an aerodynamic suspended coaster. It was originally themed to the movie Top Gun when the park was owned by Paramount. And if you follow the pathway to the exit of the Bat, you will see the Wolfpack Haunted House. That is where they do the Halloween haunts, at least one of the attractions. And we actually came here in 2019 to do the Halloween hunt when we got our passes originally. So we might post that video the closer it gets to Halloween so you guys can see what it was like during the Halloween hunt here at Kings Island. And also during that time we spoiled ourselves by getting the fast pass for both the haunts and the rides.
And they do have an ice cream zone here in front of Banshee and Delirium. They mainly just sell ice cream and snacks and drinks. They used to have a Banshee Twist when Banshee first opened, but that has since been discontinued.
And right next to Delirium is a pathway that goes into the side entrance of the Fest House. And we tried to go in there a little bit ago and it was a really long line. So, fair warning. So this is the Fest House and we're gonna go in and show you guys what they have. And as you guys can see, the Fest House is just a big area to eat. And they do have a Panda Express over here. They have a small little bar over there. And then over here is like pizzas and burgers and stuff. But yeah, the line wasn't as bad as it was earlier, but we were already full. We done ate at the Coney Barbecue. And across from the Fest House is the Viking Fury. That is the park swinging ship ride. Well, this thing just started yelling at me. I was trying to show you guys something and that just kind of went off, so.
In all the years I've been here, I've never seen that happen.
Never. This is the Slingshot, the park's upcharge Slingshot ride. It's about to go off, somebody's in it, so we're gonna wait. Oh, there they go. And this is the Budweiser Beer Garden, so if beer is your thing, this might be a spot for you. It's really cool though because it overlooks the little pond here right next to the swinging ship. And there is fish in the pond too. And they have food here that you can feed them with. It's only 25 cents to feed them. And we noticed they built the stage here. This wasn't always here. It wasn't here when the park opened this season either. So I'm curious what it's going to be used for, but it says, "Welcome to Brew Beats" on the back there. Okay, and new this year at Kings Island, they have this blue ice cream ale. And it is blue actually. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is a blue drink. And I must say, I'm not a drinker, so I think it's pretty gross. And it costs about $10. So, yeah. If you like to drink, this might be for you. But for me, it's not. But I do like some blue ice cream. And this ride right here is a very underrated ride. It's called Adventure Express. It's built by Aerodynamics, and it's basically a mine train roller coaster. And you go through the jungles on an adventure, and it's really cool. It has a bunch of like tiki men and different things in it. But it's a really old ride and it's kind of rough, so people kind of avoid it. But not today because everybody is riding everything. It's funny because you can see the line from out here and normally you can't really see it. I mean, it's really not that long, but it's one of those rides we can pass on today.
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty fun ride, but it's also kind of anticlimactic because the climb is at the very end and then nothing happens after that. It's just like you climb up this thing with a bunch of tiki men shooting things at you. They're not really shooting anything. Then the ride just ends. And just behind the beer garden is Hank's Mexican Grill. We've had it before. It's really not that good, but if you like Tex-Mex, then that's for you. And right across from Hank's Mexican Grill is a Coca-Cola marketplace where you can refresh on some Coca-Cola products. And they're all freestyle machines in there. And over this way is the Midway. And that's the first game that you will see here in the Midway, right next to the Racer roller coaster. And the Racer was one of the original coasters here in the park, and the Racer was built by the Philadelphia Toboggan Company. And this is where we ended up having our lunch. It was okay, it wasn't that good, it was kind of cold, but what can you do? We got the sirloin roast with mac and cheese, and they gave us a little hush puppy. And we got spicy barbecue sauce. And next to the Coney Barbecue, there's a pathway, and there's a merry-go-round. And remember what we promised you at Kentucky Kingdom about merry-go-rounds. There's no line. There's like 5 people, so I guess we're doing it. And this carousel is definitely much more prettier than the one back at Kentucky Kingdom. But also, if you guys notice, the horses on the outside do not move. So if you want to go up and down in classic carousel fashion, you'd have to get the two inner aisles of horses. And unlike Kentucky Kingdom, this is all horses. There's no other animals. And we're back on a merry-go-round. We're on a merry-go-round. And the carousel there is literally right behind the Eiffel Tower. And we would not normally do this, but we got some Skyline chili because it's been a long time since I've had Skyline.
I didn't even like it last time, but hopefully this time on the hot dogs it'll be better.
The fries are your basic crinkle fries.
Right, fries.
And they're kind of undercooked, I think. And if you come to Kings Island on a Wednesday, come to the Wishbone Grill and you can get a plate made by the Kings Island chef himself. He's back there grilling. And as you can see, only available on Wednesdays, $13.99. And it starts at 5 and it's only available while supplies last. This is another one of the park's flat rides. It's called the Monster. And it's a pretty fun ride once it gets going. My only complaint about these is waiting to get off because you have to wait in turn in sequence with everybody else. So only like 4 of those things are on the ground at one time. So yeah, it kind of hurts your neck waiting up at the top. Also here in the Midway section, they have a scrambler. There's also another Skyline chili back here in the Midway. It's less crowded than the one up front, but there's no AC. Then another ride over here in the Midway is the Dodge 'em bumper cars. As I said a little bit earlier, the Midway is full of games. There's even an arcade right there, but they have a lot of really cool prizes and a lot of Pokemon if you are a Pokemon fan. And I don't know if you guys play Pokemon Go, but I do, and there is a lot of Pokestops here at Kings Island. And there's a lot of red Pokemon gyms. Yes, I am Team Valor. If you guys play Pokemon Go, go ahead and add me. And that is my trainer code, so go ahead and add me and send me some gifts. And a ring toss for those big prizes. And this is the area where you guys saw earlier where the big line was for Orion. Unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna get to ride it today, just because it's been over an hour wait all day long. And we're getting really short on time now. And this area of the park is pretty cool because there's another coaster back here called Flight of Fear. And it is a coaster that is inside. They call it paranormal activity, but it's really a bunch of aliens and such. And that line started here and went all the way out. We probably could have rode it in less time that there is a wait for it now, but we have passes, and the next time we come, we plan on getting a fast pass. As I said, Orion is the newest coaster to Kings Island. It is a B&M Giga Coaster. And it was supposed to open in 2020, which I think they opened it last year, but we didn't come to the park because of COVID. But it is the tallest coaster in the park now, standing at 287 feet with a 300-foot drop and a maximum speed of 91 miles an hour. It is situated on the former spot of Firehawk.
So across from Orion, there's the locker option. There's a few rides in the park that do require you to put all of your items in a locker before even getting in the line. The way it works, you can either just get one rental for, I believe, $2 at each spot, or there's also an option for like a 2-hour window where you can move your locker, and that's $5. There might be other options, but those are the two that I remember seeing.
I don't know how yet, but I'm gonna find out.
And they also have the Zephyr, which is your typical swings over here next to the Racer in the Midwest. This is another one of those haunted house haunts. So when it's Halloween time, be sure to check this one out. We really enjoyed this one. And you can win a little Bob Ross at the Goblet Toss. And this is the Kings Mills Antique Autos. It is basically like the Tin Lizzies back home in Kentucky at Kentucky Kingdom. The Ford T models that drive around on the Tomorrowland Speedway Autopia style tracks. And that is the former spot of the Vortex. We got to ride that on the very last run during Halloween Haunt in 2019. This is Windseeker. It's almost like a really tall swing ride, and it is about 300 feet tall. Also back here next to Windseeker is some bathrooms that not many people go to. And another quick service restaurant back here at the back of the Midway is the Jukebox Diner. And they do have mobile order pickup. And this ride here is called Shake, Rattle, and Roll. And this here is the Backlot Stunt Coaster. It used to be themed to the Italian Job back when Paramount owned the park. It is one of the few rides in the park that is highly themed, along with Flight of Fear and Boo Blasters. And the Backlot Stunt Coaster is a launch coaster by Premier Rides. And back here is the legendary Beast. And the Beast is a custom wooden coaster built and designed by Kings Island. And it still holds the Guinness Book of World Records for length. And it was built in 1979. And the track spans over 35 acres. And the Beast is one of my all-time favorite wooden roller coasters. And they also have on-ride photos too if you want to buy your picture. And if you need to cool off, there is a Whitewater Canyon ride back in that direction. And they also have little geysers you can squirt your friends with. And they do have a train that'll take you over to the water park. And they have another stage set up over here in Rivertown. And Diamondback is another one of our favorite rides in the park. And Diamondback is a steel roller coaster made by B&M. It is the first hyper coaster to feature a splashdown effect and the first B&M roller coaster here at Kings Island. And it's located in the Rivertown area just behind International Street. The coaster features a 230-foot drop and a maximum speed of 80 miles an hour. And then over here by Diamondback is Mystic Timbers. It is another wooden roller coaster constructed by Great Coasters International and designed by Skyline Design. It is 109 feet tall with a 98-foot drop and a top speed of 53 miles an hour. You must have a locker to ride Mystic Timbers and Diamondback, or have a non-rider hold your stuff. Somebody did indeed lose a phone on Diamondback. And this is the park's water log flume ride, and it's called Race for Your Life Charlie Brown. So it is themed to Snoopy and the Peanuts gang. And that concludes most of the big attractions here at Kings Island. The next stop would be Planet Snoopy, but I think we're going to skip that today. But we will come back and I will show you around Planet Snoopy when we do. It's just getting kind of late and we have a 2-hour drive back to Louisville. And no trip to Kings Island is complete without blue ice cream. So good.
So good.
If you never had it before, it is basically blueberry ice cream.
Blueberry soft serve.
And before Kings Island became Peanuts Gang, it was Hanna-Barbera, and it was Huckleberry Hound ice cream. Unfortunately, our time is up here at Kings Island. We have to go back home to our dogs, so we will not be going up into the Eiffel Tower today. And I'm also not going to be able to show you much of this area called International Street, but that gives us something to do the next time we come here. So that's going to about do it from us here at Kings Island. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. All that good stuff down below. And as always, kick it X-Ville style. Love y'all. Pac-Man out.